Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. I'm Rob, and we're here with like a last minute kind of like surprise stream. I'll be honest, I kind of planned this late last night. I wanted to go and do what I do normally for Kickstarter campaigns or Gamefound campaigns, crowdfunding campaigns that I like to usually do for ones that I care about. And this is a TooMany Bones one, published by Chip Theory Games, one of my favorite games, solo, multiplayer. I love this game. I love this game. I love a lot of what this company does, this publisher, Chip Theory Games. But I figured I'd do one of these, I don't know, silly, kind of like live streams. I don't even know what to call them. I just call it like a live hype stream or something, crowdfunding campaign. Just launched for another wave of TooMany Bones content, and actually the supposedly final wave of TooMany Bones content in its current iteration, I guess. So yeah, I was gonna do this morning, earlier before. Usually I like to do these about an hour before the campaign. We read all the updates, anything that the company shared ahead of time. But all the updates for this campaign said that Chip Theory was going to stream live the morning of the campaign, which I took to mean they're going to stream before it starts or when it starts. And they haven't started streaming yet. The campaign launched a few minutes ago, and I figured I'll just stream. I wish I started like an hour ago. That was my plan. But then I didn't want to stream at the same time they were streaming. I probably will end up anyway. So whatever. We're going to do a short little stream here. I just wanted to highlight this campaign to bring its attention to anyone who watches any of the TooMany Bones videos we've been doing on the channel. Because to be honest, I think on YouTube, this channel may have the most hours spent covering TooMany Bones compared to any other channel out there. Maybe even Chip Theory Games. I don't know, but it's a lot. Like, go check the playlist links down in the video description, and you'll find tons and tons and tons of hours of us playing this game, and all the different expansions and gear locks and stuff like that. I love this game. Love this game. Found it in 2019. I've been hooked ever since, and I'm looking forward to getting more content for it to cover in a lubricant or something to jam into the small spaces left in my Trove Chest, which is the storage solution for this game that has some room left in it. But yeah, somehow all this content from the current crowdfunding campaign is going to fit in that Trove Chest. But I didn't see a bottle of like cooking oil or something, or butter to kind of lube up the components to slide them in those nooks and crannies in the campaign in the Trove Chest. But maybe that's a stretch goal they'll add later. I don't know. Um, but yes, hello everyone joining live. Hello. Later today we're unboxing Euthia, the legendary tier 2 pledge we got. So tune in for that later today. So I'm gonna do this. I obviously have a time limit because I'm doing that stream later. So we'll do this one for a little bit, which probably means 2 hours or less, but we'll see. But anyways, we're going to go through the crowdfunding campaign. We're going to talk about TooMany Bones. If you have any questions, I see a lot of TooMany Bones players' names in the chat that love the game, play the game. And they can probably answer questions and stuff too. Some that I know personally have backed the campaign already. And yeah, we'll go over what's in the campaign just to highlight it. Hopefully this brings some attention to it, because I like what this company does. And the game is not finished, so they're looking for funding to fund this last wave. They obviously have prototypes. They've been designing things and whatnot, but usually with this publisher, you can follow the design process along after you back the project. They'll keep updates going, and they take fan feedback and that kind of stuff too. So yeah, get involved. All right. So yeah, let's take a look. So here's it on BGG. Just so you guys know, TooMany Bones is in the top 100 games of all time. If you've never heard of it, you're clicking on this video or you're watching this live stream, and you're like, what the hell are you talking about, Rob? Because we haven't streamed this game in months, right? So if you're new to the channel, you've just been following along, and you're like, what's this weird live stream you just popped up, on my subscription feed? It's ranked at 40 out of all board games ever created. It's got a hardcore fan base, a very passionate company that puts a lot of love in a lot of heavy boxes for this game. It's been around since 2017, and it just has built up steam since then, built up a lot of players. It was a game when I found it, I didn't even know what it was. I never really heard of it. Some people recommended that I might like it. I checked it out at Gen Con 2019, I believe. Yeah, 2019, right? I went to Chip Theory's booth. They told me all about the game. I demoed the game. Mel demoed the game, fell in love with it. I fell in love with it. And before we knew it, we had to buy new tires because the weight of the content we brought home actually blew out one of our tires. I'm just kidding. It did not, but it was heavy. So anyways, we lugged this stuff to our car at Gen Con, drove it all home, and the rest is history. We started making videos for it. I got hooked. We started playing all the modes. We taught Justin, Kyle, Nick, Ashley have all played it on the channel. We did a weekend of 24 hours of TooMany Bones playthroughs and different modes and stuff late last year. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. This game has like a special place in my heart. So I just like to show it off to people. It's not for everybody. It's a pricey premium product. It's heavy. It's expensive. So it's not for everyone. This is not your first board game you get. This shouldn't be how you experience the hobby. This game's pretty complex. As you see, it's got a 3.86 rating. It is, a game you eventually add to your collection, assuming you have the funds. It's a great gameplay. It's not just about the bling in this game. Like on crowdfunding campaigns, sometimes you're looking at hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a campaign, and basically you're paying for a lot of stuff in the box. But then there's no substance to the gameplay. There's no substance to the mechanics. There's no substance to the play testing, the rule books. The rest of it is just a big bunch of meh. And sometimes that happens. Actually, it happens quite a bit, I find, where big hyped up campaigns, 1,000 miniatures, upgraded components, amazing stuff, great designers' names on it, and then everyone gets the project arrives to their doors and nobody cares. And everyone just puts it on their shelf or doesn't talk about it. It's not a big deal. But this game actually has great gameplay behind it. It's a super solid game, and the components and the premium feel matches the premium feel of the gameplay. I feel it's pretty deep, pretty rich, fun to play, solo, all the way up to 4-player. And then there's even some stuff in the expansions to play like weird different game modes and things. But yeah, it's all fun, all fun. Love it. So I'm just making the stream to basically highlight this project as I do with some of the projects I'm interested in every now and then. But yeah, so 8.4 rating on BGG, 40th out of all board games. Pretty big deal. All right, let's go to the campaign here. So it looks like, okay, first thing, got to start off with a smallish negative. Not that big a deal. But looks like Chip Theory Games still subscribes to the, marketing super low unrealistic stretch goal just to create hype and show a higher percentages funded and a lower time. So they reached their goal of $50,000, which is the price of like 3 pledges, in 1 minute and 53 seconds. So now they can brag about that. It makes it look hyped up. It's like 1,000% funded. Yada yada yada. This is like, yeah, I just shake my head when I see this. This was cool in 2014 to see on Kickstarter, but now it's just lame. They should not do this. But knowing it might be truthful in the fact that they are going to print it anyway and sell it on the web store, and what you're backing on Kickstarter, the products they print are the exact same they'll sell on their web store later. So maybe even if they only made $50,000, they would still make it because they know they're going to sell a bunch later on their web store and at conventions and send to some retailers who sell this game. So maybe 50,000 is all they need to just do the project, and they would just make less at the end, less of them, right? So it might be realistic, but I mean, come on, man. When you're shipping boxes this heavy and Trove Chests and all that stuff, come on. A $50,000 order is going to be a huge shipping cost, and I don't know. That seems a little fake to me, but yeah. But anyways, the total amount, we're almost at $500,000 US. I have it on US dollars for those that are curious right now. But you can change the format if you're curious to see it in your own currency. There is 1,635 backers flying. This is on Gamefound, by the way, not Kickstarter. The crowdfunding platform Gamefound is focused on board games, has some cool tools, organized a little better. It's definitely focused on board gaming, and I love how you can just log into the page, see the numbers right there. You can see the current stretch goal. And my favorite thing about Gamefound, the crowdfunding platform, on the left here, companies actually use the little table of contents thing here on the left, and I love it. So if you want to go in and you're just curious, you want to know about shipping, it's not hidden down 15 minutes of scrolling on your mouse wheel at the bottom of the page, nice and hidden away, so nobody sees it and they're embarrassed by it. You can't hide it on here because people can just go down, click shipping, boom, you're right there. Okay, I think you can do this stuff on Kickstarter, but nobody does it. They're lazy. I've seen it in a couple campaigns. But here you can jump to Tyrants. You want to read about Tyrants. You want to see the add-ons. Boom, you're at the add-ons. No scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and and then they keep updating some super long image file that keeps just scrolling down the page. So lame on Kickstarter, so lame, so archaic. They need to fix that. But GameFound's done that here. They've kind of made it more user friendly, which I much appreciate. Much appreciate. But you can tell they obviously like, try to copy Kickstarter in most aspects. It's very similar. So why break what's working, but they did improve on it. But yeah, so here you go. If you're new to TooMany Bones, right here at the top, you've never seen this before, you're on GameFound, you're only back in projects that come on GameFound, you've never seen TooMany Bones hidden on Kickstarter, pops up every couple of years with a project, or every year maybe. You click here, and you click start here, and it brings you right down to, hey, look at all our awards. Humble brag right here. So yeah, so you can read about it. You can read about the core set, the base game, which is still a great starting point. You can watch this. I don't know, this video here. I don't know how much good info you'll get out of it, but it'll probably be funny. I believe I watched that before. And yeah, you can back the base game, $130. Like I said, it's not a cheap game to jump into. And yes, I do still recommend starting with the TooMany Bones base game. But in a live stream, they did say the Unbreakable set, and I've ranted about it before. I've complained how there is another entry point called Undertow, which has 2 gear locks. It's a cheaper entry into the game, but one of the gear locks in that set, and they added some more complexity with just how the scenarios work and how, combat and that kind of stuff with the mechs and the crown little enemies. They made that set a little more complex. So the base game, I still feel the main core box coming with 4 gear locks, still a good starting point, because those gear locks in there are pretty straightforward. They're not as interesting, they're not as complex, they're not as overwhelming. But Undertow, I always complained because it felt like it was made more for the fan who already played the base game too much and wanted more stuff and wanted to be more challenged and more interested, so they beefed it up. But supposedly in this one, they said in a live stream a few weeks back that the Unbreakable, which I'll get to here, is another standalone starter set like the Undertow standalone expansion was. So this comes, I assume, with a couple gear locks? Yeah, 2 gear locks, Figment and Gale. And it comes with a little mini campaign, comes with, a mini set of tyrants. It's basically the same thing as Undertow, if you've ever looked into that. It's a cheaper entry point than the base game because it has less components. It's just shrunk down a little bit to 2-player only, not up to 4-player. So it's a cheaper entry into the thing. But they said they're going to make these gear locks not as complex, I think. They were saying they're trying to do that, so they're more new player friendly. Because, in a base game, like a standalone game where it might be someone's first experience with the game, you kind of don't want to overwhelm them, right? So I keep having to recommend the base game, which is obviously more expensive because it has 4 gear locks, more tyrants, more baddies, more dice in the box, weighs more. But that's still my recommendation. But supposedly they're trying to make this more approachable. And when I get it, hopefully in a year or whatever, I will play through this on the channel, of course, and all the expansion gear locks, and we'll add in all the content. We'll mix in stuff and go back and play the other stuff. So if you're looking for playthroughs of this stuff, as soon as I get it, we'll be playing through it. So hit that subscribe button for more TooMany Bones, and then I can know for sure if this is a good recommendation, and it may replace my recommendation of starting with the base game. But right now, I still think that's a good start. So if you've not played the base game, you're looking to try this game out, you can go find it at your local retailer. Possibly, some of them do carry it. We have a couple here in Canada, retailers that do carry it and had it on sale over the last few months, I've seen. But yeah, or you can just buy it on Chip Theory Games web store. So if you go to chiptheorygames.com, you can buy the base game right now and get it and try it if you're curious. This campaign's going for 17 days, I believe. So I don't know if you'd get your shipment fast enough to try it out before you come here and buy all in. It is cheaper, supposedly. I don't know if this is still true. Someone in the chat can confirm. But I was always recommended, if you're going to get into Chip Theory Games, go back one of their crowdfunding projects. It's like the cheapest way to get everything, and they have flat rate shipping. So this stuff weighs a lot. Let's see if we go to, shipping here. This is true flat rate shipping. They've done this before. So literally, if you spend like $1,000 getting one of the pledges on here, that, I don't know, will weigh, I don't know what, 50 pounds, something crazy, maybe more. I don't even want to think. Like, it's so heavy because they use premium weighted poker chips. They use custom dice and plenty of them. There is no cardboard in these games. It is all neoprene, which is like the mouse pad material, and they use that for all the player boards and everything. So there's no cardboard boards. You're not playing on, cardboard sheets or, card stock for your player mat. Everything is neoprene. The mat you fight on, your adventure mat, your player mat, everything weighs more in this. And even the cards. The cards are not just paper card stock, which usually weighs quite a bit. A bunch of decks of cards in a Kickstarter you get or a game weigh quite a bit. But in this, they're actually PVC plastic with like a clear coating on them, so you don't need to sleeve them. They're actually plastic cards, so they went crazy. The only paper in the box is the rule book. That's it, and the rule book's like a thick, beautifully printed, like high quality book too. But it's all super heavy, so you could go in on this thing. You could get your friends and grab 4 friends. All of them could order like a $600 pledge each. They could each add on a storage solution, the Trove Chest, which we'll talk about here as we go through this. And supposedly, if you lived in Europe, you get all of that for $25 US shipping. Even if you spent a couple grand. Like, supposedly, that's what they said in an update. I think this is what they've done in the past. I don't know anyone who's done that, but they did do the flat rate shipping in the last couple ones that I backed. But I didn't go that insane because I already had stuff, so I was just buying smaller pledges. But yeah, supposedly you can go crazy, but I'm not 100% sure if there's like fine print on this one about that. But they talk about it here, even how they're going to fulfill it. Unfortunately, in Canada, where I am, they'll be using quartermaster logistics, which means when the U.S. arrives, they'll start shipping out the U.S. Then they put all the Canadian stuff on a truck, which takes like 2 weeks or more to get up to Canada, and then ships out from a FedEx facility in Canada. So unfortunately, if you're in the US, you may have the game 2 to 3 weeks before I have it. So I'm sorry, anyone who messages me every damn time that Chip Theory does a new wave of product. I keep getting messages saying, Rob, where's your playthrough so I can learn how to play this gear lock or see how this tyrant works? And it's like, sorry, I still don't have mine because I'm in Canada. So this is how they do it. So unfortunately for Canadians, we'll have it probably, 2 weeks to a month later after most people in the US, just because we arrive on the same like container and ship from the same facility, unfortunately. So, but supposedly it saves them on shipping costs to do it that way, and that's how they're able to offer the flat rate shipping. So, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that they do that. So yeah. Let's see. Yes, you can cancel your gym membership just to lift the box on a shelf. Yeah. Yeah, I've unboxed a Trove Chest before. So what people are talking about in the chat I see is there's this Trove Chest, and they said they were never going to make it again, not offer it again, but people have been asking. They feel like there's enough interest that they're doing this again. They did this on their last TooMany Bones campaign. But this is a storage solution for all the content that exists, including the final wave of content from this campaign supposedly fits in there. I cannot validate that, obviously, because I don't have it, but I do have the Trove Chest. I unboxed it, put everything in it. You can see that. There's a live stream of that down below in the video description in the unboxings playlist, I'm sure. But if you want to see this thing, we unbox it, we go through it, we talk about it, everything in a nice casual live stream. But so I do have this very beautiful product. Obviously, back when I bought it, it was like less than $100, I think, or around $100. Now it's 150 because it is more expensive. Shipping crisis around the world's more expensive. Yada yada yada. Maybe they're not expecting to sell as many as last time, so they jack the price up a bit. But usually, stuff in a crowdfunding campaign for Chip Theory will be less than MSRP later, usually. So this Trove Chest, if they do have some left over they're selling on their web store, will probably be more than 150 later when they actually get them. So just FYI, if you're looking to save money, Chip Theory is usually pretty good at charging you less in the crowdfunding campaign. And usually you still have to pay shipping on their products later if you buy them in their web store anyway. So it's not like you can save on shipping later unless your local retailer carries the product, which not all local retailers carry TooMany Bones Chip Theory Games products. So just FYI. So some crowdfund campaigns you'll hear me say, I'll just wait till later. Yeah, I might pay a little more MSRP, probably less actually, but I also don't have to pay shipping because then I can support my local game store, put in a big order, pay nothing for shipping, get it from them later. But in this case, it's hard to find this stuff in retail. So you actually doing the flat rate shipping can probably get a better price than buying it on their web store later, just in shipping alone, not to mention MSRP. So, if you are interested in the game and you're okay to wait a year, you can back like the base game and stuff in here, I think. Or you can do it in the pledge manager. But that I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't show any of the old stuff here. But I thought they had some of it. Oh, right here. Oh, wow. Oh, man, this is crazy. So they have like a get all the TooMany Bones stuff that ever existed, including promo items and stuff, for $1,100. Okay, that's a little nuts. But hey, if you're like, all right, I played it with a friend and I love it and I want everything, that's probably the best price you'll pay for everything. But some of it's not gameplay. Some of it's just nice to have stuff, right? But including a Trove Chest, that's funny. 231 off MSRP. They're nuts. They're nuts. That's hilarious. So Just Enough Bones looks like a pledge tier that includes all of the gameplay stuff. So this is like the one that sings to me. So if you're new to the series, you've played it, hopefully you really know you'll like it, and you don't want to chase down products later. You just want it all in one shipment, and you can wait a year to play it probably because you're not getting this stuff early. If you really, really, really want to try TooMany Bones today, you got to go on their web store. This stuff is not going to ship early to you, and I don't think they're doing the split shipping stuff like some publishers do. This stuff all gets printed, all gets shipped when everything is ready later. So if you're patient and you want all of it later, you can spend $675 US plus your flat rate shipping, and then you can have everything gameplay related. But most of the stuff's available right now. You can buy it on the web store at some stores and stuff like that. And then they have the TooMany Bones base game. Oh yeah, so you can just get the base game. It's just up in the pledges. I thought it would be an add-on. But it is its own thing, so that's good. So if you just want to try the base game, you just want to buy it, and you're okay waiting like a year to get the base game. June 2022. Sorry, not a year. Well, there is the time you always see on a crowdfunding page, and then you add 3 to 6 months to a year extra because that's what happens. Shipping crisis or not, ever since I started backing Kickstarters, not a single one I don't think has ever released. Maybe one or two actually have released on time, but like 90% of the ones you back add 3 months to that date. So especially if you live in like a different region, other than close to China where it's printing or whatever, right? So Unbreakable, this is a new standalone expansion. This is what has kicked off this whole pledge tier. So it's a standalone box, comes with 5 tyrants, I believe, 2 gear locks. It's enough to get you going at 1 or 2 players. It has a mini campaign in there. It has enough baddies to get you through. But as you play through it, I'm sure you're going to see some of the baddies over and over again, as we did with Undertow, which was a similar sized content box. You play those 2 gear locks, there's some gameplay. You'll get some gameplay out of it. But I still recommend the core set because you have the 4 different gear locks to try for not much more. So 130, you get 4 gear locks, 7 tyrants, I think, way more baddie types, way more scenario cards, way more loot. And this is just a smaller version, right? So if you're looking to save some money, you can get, just 2 gear locks and whatever. But this is the set that got everyone hooked on the game, is the base set. So I still stand behind it. But again, if you've never tried it and you're just looking to dip your toes in for $85 plus the flat rate shipping, you can save $5 doing it here, and you could just get Unbreakable. But again, no one's played it, right? So I don't know what to say, if it's good or the gear locks suck, or the baddies are boring, or whatever. The tyrants are lame. I don't know, but yeah, I'm sure they won't be, but you never know. I can't speak on that. Then there's this Unbreakable Hero Pledge, which includes, I think, all the gameplay and new stuff for this campaign. So this is what I backed at. So I went in on this because I already have pretty much all the stuff that existed for the game. I even ordered the pop-up book earlier this year, which is an add-on we'll talk about in a minute. But this is the Unbreakable Hero Pledge. Comes with the new game Unbreakable, the new standalone expansion, and then also comes with these expansions that work into previous stuff. So this Rage of Tyranny, I'm pretty sure, gives you new ways to play against existing tyrants. I'm pretty sure 40 Waves of Daylore is just a content expansion to give you more stuff for the Undertow standalone expansion. In the similar way, there's a previous expansion called 40 Days in Daylore, I believe is what it's called, that just adds more stuff to the base game. So yeah. So they did the same thing for Undertow to beef it up, which is kind of cool. So if you just owned Undertow and that's the only thing you bought for the game, you're playing that. You have the 2 tyrants. You're seeing the baddies over and over again. You're seeing the tyrants are getting kind of boring. You know, you've seen a lot of the same encounters. You might want to grab 40 waves in Daylore, and then you can throw in, more baddie chips, probably more loot, more stuff in there. We'll look at it though to see what it is, but yeah, it's cool that they're doing these things. These I'm kind of really excited about because it kind of breathes new life into the existing content. If you're playing the same tyrants over and over again, the same baddies, the same encounters, you're getting kind of bored of it. You can spice it up with some new content, which is cool. I like when they do that stuff. Let's see what the chat's saying. Yeah, Ernie, I don't know how half this stuff's getting in the Trove Chest. I really don't know, but supposedly it does. They have them there. They're able to test that stuff. They know, so I trust them. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if they one of the add-ons they add later, a stretch goal, is some lubricant to apply to the mats and the chips to slide them all in and get everything in the box nice and snug. But yeah, I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, those are the rewards. So that's what you can do. So they're recommending this one they're showing first, the featured one, is for most hardcore fans who already own like everything Too Many Bones. You want to grab the Unbreakable Hero, get all the new gameplay stuff, so you're at cheaper price, flat rate shipping. You're not chasing it down. That sounds good to me. That's the one I went for. But if you just want to try Unbreakable, the standalone expansion, and just get stretch goals and stuff, just get the new base thing. You can always buy all the stuff later on Chip Theory Store. It just might be a little more expensive. And if you start buying things separate, they charge you shipping on each thing separate. So yeah, depending where you live, there might not be flat rate shipping available in their web store. So as a Canadian, it sucks for me when I when I go to buy one promo item, I get charged like $20 shipping on that. And then if I like one the pop-up book, and then they do the then comes the Black Friday promo packs. I back that. It's another $20 shipping. It's like, I would love it if I could just grab all this stuff together, get a flat rate, but they don't do it for Canada, unfortunately. So yeah, so the shipping just keeps increasing as I keep adding stuff to my thing. So this in the crowdfunding campaign is the only way me as a Canadian gets a nice flat rate shipping. So that's why it makes sense to me. But I will play with all this stuff. I know I'll play with all this stuff. You guys see it. I love it. I replay this stuff. I play this stuff off stream. I play at friends' houses. I play with all different people that not even on stream. Love Too Many Bones. So yeah, I spent many hours with this stuff. So I'll know I'll play with all this stuff. I'll look forward to mixing all these baddies in. Yeah, except for sorting them out at the beginning of setup. It might be too much stuff, but I'm looking forward to playing with it. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. It's a little sad. It's like the last wave of content. So I don't know what their plans are. Hopefully, like, next year they don't announce like Too Many Bones second edition and or something like that. Hopefully they wait like 5 years to do that. Hopefully, but yeah, that's my only fear when they're like, this is the last stuff for a certain iteration of a game or whatever. Whenever a publisher does that, it's like, ooh, am I gonna buy all this stuff then find out there's like a new edition coming? But anyways, I'm a sucker. I'll still play this stuff. But yeah. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, what they could do is just make another Trove Chest, right? Just tell you have to buy 2 Trove Chests, and then they start making more content for the game. They're like, actually, we weren't done. Here's more, and if you need to store it, yeah, you just start filling up your second Trove Chest. Oh, see, Star Wars, definitely the last trilogy. Yes, Spencer. Yes. Nope. Too many bones. Remember, you need the extra cases if you want it all to fit in your current Trove Chest, Rob. Okay. Need the extra cases? Trove Chest 3.0? What extra cases do I need? Like this stuff? Did they not give us extra ones of these? I don't remember. Like I need to buy this, is what you're saying, Sakabra? I just don't remember how many extras were in there. Oh, okay. So I do need to get this. Okay. Thank you. I didn't realize. I should have looked at my Trove Chest to see how many extra, because I know there is a couple of containers, right, that were extra, but I can't remember if any of these ones were. All right. I'll add it on. Oh my god. Thank you. Just have it open in another pledge here. Edit my pledge. Good catch. Good catch. I haven't read through all this stuff yet, right? I was reading it online with you guys this morning in the Discord, and then I was like, all right, screw it. I'm going live. For those that, yeah, it says, so it says here, for those that bought the original iteration of the Trove Chest, this pack serves as a top-off item that will net you exactly what you need to accommodate all the new content in your existing chest. This item can also be used by players who do not own a Trove Chest but still like to access the awesome trays that come with the chest. Yeah, if you want to make your own storage solution or just store it this way, you can. Yeah, absolutely. People who are buying the Trove Chest 2.0 featured on this campaign do not. Oh, there you go. That's some of the additional costs of why the Trove Chest is more expensive. It's going to have more junk inside to store your components. There you go. So you do not need to buy the pack if you're buying Trove Chest 2.0. As all the materials you need to store everything already come with the chest. It totally makes sense. Okay, so they give you some new things to store. Okay, perfect. All right, perfect. I'm just going to add that to pledge. Submit pledge. All right. I'm now in 340 Canadian dollars, which reminds me, thank you to everyone who supports the channel through donations. If you'd like to donate to the channel, link is in the video description. Helps support me getting things like this to play on the channel for you guys. Much appreciated. Yeah, firsthand. I promise I'm not spending your donations on useless things, but that could be arguable based on somebody who watches the channel who doesn't like TooMany Bones, but I know people like watching this on the channel, so I definitely want to play it. I love playing it on or off the channel, so I feel like it's a good investment. Hopefully you guys feel the same way. But thank you again for your support, of course. Of course, thank you. But yeah, so I also got, for those that are curious, let's go close. So I also got this. I want to try this out. I don't know if this dice tower will work good at all, or be cool, or too small, or annoying. I have no idea, because all that's here is a picture. But I do love the little snapping leather dice trays from this publisher. I use them for all the games on the channel pretty much. So seeing a little dice tray that's kind of like portable, I can snap and fold it down. I will use this for other games too if it works. Because you can snap it flat, put it in a box of any box, or bring it over to a friend's place or whatever. And hopefully it's not too big on the table, so I can fit it in camera shots. I can fit it on smaller, dining room tables I'm playing on at other people's houses. So I'm going to try this out. So I added it to my pledge. So this will probably show up on their web store later. So if you're not sure about this, I'll get it on the channel. We'll try it out. I'll see how it works. I'll give you my recommendations later. But I'm willing to try it. I'm not confident with it, to be honest. Looking at it, I don't know if it's going to work properly because there's no demo video of it. Maybe they'll make a demo video showing it work and throwing like a mitt full of, gasket. You got gaskets, dice, you're late in the scenario, and you go to dump them in this tray. How easily do they fit in the top of that little slot? How big is this thing? There's no measurements or anything, right? So I'm backing it blindly. Like, I get more details on a random Amazon item online. This is not enough details here for me, but I backed it anyway. So hopefully they add more to this. They put a video in a... They put a video or... No, there is a demo video? Oh, man. Why is it not linked right here? Why do I not click it right here? Come on, man. Rocket, where do I find that video? Hidden away somewhere in like a BGG forum or a Discord forum where the general population who's looking at this on a webpage won't see it? Or is there a link here? Let me refresh the page. Maybe they added it to the main page or something. Or in the updates. Is there an update? No. Only update to FAQ? No. Where do I find it, Rocket? Don't tell me there's a demo video and it's nowhere. I'm going to check Chip Theory's YouTube page. Don't see it in their list of videos over the last 3 months. Did they do it in a live stream? Did they do it in a live stream maybe? Oh, it's hidden in a Hoplomachus campaign video. Perfect place for it. Awesome. They still could have linked it with like a timestamp there. Does it look cool? Does it look like it works? Does it look like it'll fit all of Gasket's dice when you're rolling like 12 dice later in the campaign, or later in the playthrough. So let's meet the new Gearlocks. Already a valiant Gearlock freedom fighter in her own right, Gale was grievously wounded in a battle with one of the tyrants of the Break. Her life was saved, however, by a set of cybernetic augmentations created by Gearlock mentor Mirawat. In addition to keeping her alive, the augmentations have given Gale a variety of new wind-based abilities, as long as she is handy enough to complete her own upgrades. And then we got Figment. Where is he from? And when will he pop up next? When Figment is on the battle mat, the answer is always a mystery. Hailing from the mysterious origins, as time-manipulating Gearlock can shift the flow of battle mid-game, changing up rounds and initiative orders with the help of his baffling technology. Man, that's cool. That's cool. He claims he's traveled to the exact time when Daylor would need him most, but for what? That remains to be seen. Okay, that's cool. They both sound cool. I'm in. So where's the other Gearlock? Where's the third one? Usually they have like a third one, right? Or maybe they're revealing that later. What's this? This is New Tyrants. So you can read about Nexus here. Gavincog. Dominia. I'll worry about these when I go to play them later, but rock and roll. Ha. Ha ha. Rock and roll. Oh, do we just have a new sub? Maya Grimm, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for subscribing. Or Mia. Mia, probably. It's probably Mia. I'm so sorry. Mia Grimm. How to play. The basics. Oh, cool. Okay. So if you're curious how the game works, I'll leave you guys to read this on your own if you've never heard of the game, or you can watch one of my playthroughs linked in the video description. I can walk you through how to play it, but this is what I'm excited for. Is this new battle mat, this new mechanic for the floor is lava here. So you can flip these chips, and it actually changes the mat. So previously, in the last two, the core game and the standalone expansion Undertow, the battle mats were different in those, but they still were just flat sheets of neoprene. These ones actually incorporate places to put chips that you can flip to create lava on the ground, which is kind of neat. So this will spice things up so you can play, you know, a little different style on here. It'll change up some of your decisions during combat. Okay, we know how this battle stuff works. The day counter, okay. Oh, here you go. What's new to Unbreakable? TooMany Bones Unbreakable ups the stakes with addition of the lava battle mat and the new break type baddies. The break type is new? I feel like I've played with some break type before. Anyways. All right, made of 16 chips that slot into the neoprene play surface, the lava mat is a dynamic battlefield where the ground beneath your adventurer's feet can change at any time, turning from solid ground into molten lava in an instant. This deadly change was controlled by Unbreakable's unique encounters and the break type baddies, who have a variety of new powers that specifically interact with the lava chips. Oh, cool. So I wonder if you can play with the break type baddies when you're not using the lava chips and playing on that battle mat. I'm curious how they're going to incorporate that. But in addition to these new mechanics, Unbreakable boasts a variety of new orc, troll, and bog baddies, each with their own complement of skill layouts. The tyrants are new as well, each one presenting. So, okay, so they're using orc, troll, bog, and then probably break. So they'll probably only have 4 baddie types in the box, which is not the same as in the full core set. But these ones can be added to your orc, troll, and bog types when you're playing other scenarios and stuff, other encounters, other campaigns. So you just have more variety, I guess, right? But they did in Undertow scale down the baddie types, just because they can only fit so many baddie chips in the box and stuff, which is totally fine. But you just start to see the same baddie types over and over again. You start getting used to them easier with less variety, but it's still enough variety. It's fine. Okay, the tyrants are new as well, each presenting their own unique challenge that integrates with the treacherous battle mat on which they're found. With its unique twist on TooMany Bones' traditional structure, Unbreakable is a great introduction to the sea. It better be. I hope it's like very new player friendly and not too out there. Yes, the expansion Gearlocks, the add-on expansions, go crazy in those. Make them hardcore, you know? Make them nuts. But make them like a level up. That's totally fine. But hopefully they keep what comes in the box pretty straightforward, not too complicated, not too brain burning. just for new players, right? Because they might be buying this as like their first entry into the series because the core set's out of print, or Undertow's out of print or something, you know, out of stock. Anyways, why pledge now? So they talk here about, you know, it's going to be less than MSRP. Then they move the price to match MSRP later when it releases on their web store. But often the MSRP then is immediately increased like right away because costs increase, things are more expensive. The flat rate shipping is not there sometimes and that kind of stuff. So the FOMO on this is like if you're looking to save money, it's true. Especially if you're going for existing content, there's enough reviews and playthroughs out there that you and people that own the game that you probably can try this game or watch things and figure out if you like the game or not, to save some money on the products on here. It's just remember you got to wait like till it delivers in June or whatever or later to get it. That's the only downside. And Sakabra in the chat knows all about that, right? Backing all the stuff online and then really wanting it and getting it later, ordering it just off their web store. But yeah. Oh, little Gearlock gut child, little baby Gilly. Oh, all right. Yeah, so we went through all these already. These are the different, you can read all about this stuff individually. There's lots of videos out there about what these things all are. I've played through videos of all these different Gearlocks, all the different expansions. I have unboxing videos of some of this stuff to explain what it is if you're curious. But this is what I'm excited for. This like 40 waves in Daylore. So you mix up your TooMany Bones Undertow games with a raft of new encounters and baddies. Ha ha ha. So yeah, so it just beefs up everything. So if you only own Undertow, you might just want to grab this, like I said, and then you just beef up the options in Undertow with 40 new encounter cards to spice it up. So they'll use the water or the land mats and that kind of stuff. They'll use the Kreln and the mech baddies that are included in there, which you wouldn't find obviously in a standard game encounters that won't call on all that extra Undertow stuff. These will, and you get 16 extra baddie chips to work in there to kind of add to your crown and your mechs and stuff like that to spice it up. Similar to how what was that last expansion? Splice and Dice. That added some more of that stuff, right? But this will add even more to it, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, I want that. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to play through like a Undertow campaign again using all the new stuff. Then we have the Rage of Tyranny, not to be confused with the Age of Tyranny expansion, but it's similar. The Tyrants of Daylor are back, and they're more challenging than ever. An expansion for both TooMany Bones and the TooMany Bones Undertow. Rage of Tyranny introduces a new alternate way of fighting to fight every tyrant in both games, featuring new chips and dice, as well as new shadow cards and final battles for every tyrant. Rage of Tyranny adds new hours of replayability to your TooMany Bones collection. So that's one of the things. You kind of figure out how to beat a tyrant. You know which gearlocks you can kind of smoke the tyrant. And the tyrant battles sometimes can be anticlimactic. But what you could do is mix this stuff in and you don't know what you're going to see. Or you can do like a, Age of Tyranny campaign or whatever. And you can just randomly draw from the different tyrants and not sure, you may draw, what's his name? I can't even think. I'm trying to think of some of the names of the base tyrants, but anyways, you could draw two of them, and not look or like randomly draw it when you get to the tyrant battle. Although the tyrant encounters you mix in, I think you'd have to know those ahead of time, or you just mix them all in. I don't know how they're going to do it, but you could definitely have yourself surprised as you go through and like kind of house rule it and surprise yourself when you get to the tyrant battle to not be sure which tyrant battle you're building towards. But usually the encounter cards from the tyrant set kind of lead into that tyrant battle, so I guess you would kind of know it. Yeah, Goblin King, Duster, whatever. Yeah, you could play. You're playing against Duster. Start playing, but maybe you can mix in both sets of encounter cards. That might mess with the balance, but then you get to the final tyrant battle, roll a die and fight one of the two Duster cards you have. So you don't really know what you're preparing for if you want extra challenge. So that'd be kind of fun. But either way, it's just more options. But yeah, it'd be fun to just add more options when you're playing like an Age of Tyranny campaign, right? So you just more tyrants in the deck and you just like draw. So you might fight Duster twice during it. I don't know if that will work. But then I guess you'd have the prologue card only once, unless they're going to give you those two. Or the epilogue card or whatever that gives you like the items and things. I don't know if they're going to work that in, so it adds more variability to that. Maybe not. Maybe I'm stretching here, but that'd be cool. All right, Spencer. See you later, buddy. Yeah. So This little module you got if you back the project or followed the project, sorry, ahead of time. So it was added for free to mine because I was following the project. But if you didn't follow it, you can always add it in for $5. It's only 3 cards. I don't know if that's worth it, but it's there. It's there. They were just trying to get people to follow it ahead of time, build up hype. But yeah, so if you follow it's too late now. I'm sorry, but that's why I wish I went like an hour live before the campaign, so everyone could click that follow button. We can all get that. You know, I'll get that for free if you're gonna back something. So they have an adventure mat for the new game, which is an add-on. This is usually not included. These are add-on little nice to haves. I may have to add that because I do like the other ones. The cog book. Is this just like a lore book? Yeah, okay. This is a lore book. The third lore book. So they have a lore book for each standalone expansion, each like the core set and the 2 standalone expansions. That's like a lore story. These books are like pretty damn high quality, but usually they release the PDFs later because these don't stay in print forever. They're kind of like a limited time thing. So you can read the PDFs online if you want to get the lore story and whatever. But if you want a beautiful, unique, like overproduced little book to read from and looks super sick on a shelf, you can do that. They're not for me. I don't care about them. I like big hardcover books, but these are like, I think this one looks hardcover, but might be small. But the other ones are they like they're like leather bound and stuff, I guess is what you call it. But yeah, some people are interested in that stuff. I'm excited for this. Speaking of hardcover large books, I'm excited for this. This is something they did as like an April Fool's kind of announcement earlier this year. On April 1st, they always announced something super silly, but is it really silly? I don't know. But it's a pop-up book that has its own like little, I guess, campaign in it or something that you play through. So there's some gameplay attached to this. I'm excited to try it out. So look for this soon on the channel. I hope mine comes. I did order it back in April. I still don't have it, but hopefully it comes soon, and I can pop that open and play it on the channel. But yeah, it's a pop-up book. I wish they had like, why don't they have like pictures here showing like a teaser of it or one page or a little animated GIF, you know, opening it up or something. That's the only thing. It's like just showing the covers. People aren't going to realize what this is. It explains it here, yes, but I've seen them showing off the prototypes and stuff. It looks pretty cool. So Janet's asking what I pledged. So far, here, hold on. I can probably log in, right, on this one. I'm just logged in on like another web browser because I was backing on there, but then I opened this one. Yeah, let's log in. I backed because I own like so much stuff right here on the right. I did the Unbreakable Hero pledge because I want all the new gameplay content. I got the free gift, like I said, the crossover loop promo because I followed the campaign ahead of time. But again, that's $5 to add it on now, which I wouldn't do. I don't think I would add that on if I didn't get it for free. I don't feel like it's worth it. But the collapsible dice tower, I just added that on after the fact because I saw it. I didn't see it that first time. Then I just added the deluxe storage stuff for the gear lock things. So I'm at $275 US plus the flat rate shipping in Canada, whatever that is. But now I want to add on this thing because I have the other two. I like this for video. It looks nice, right? So I definitely want to add this. Also, when I'm playing with players, it kind of like it's cool thematic to show like where you're actually going on the map and how close you're getting to the tyrant battle you have, so you know how many days are left. Because yeah, the day counter. Where is this day counter? Like this stuff's so premium, but this is what's included. So you could track it on this ugly looking card with this little chip, and you can track your days on a card and hope you don't bump it and it slides off the card and you forget what day you're on. I feel like they designed this on purpose so you buy that upgrade. I wish they just included it in the box, charge a little more, you know, because this is like kind of like this is the only thing that comes with the game that does not feel premium. Feels like the intern in the company designed this and they just kept it going. It's super silly. I don't even know. It's like embarrassing. This is embarrassing in this game. In most games, it's like accepted. But when you buy a Chip Theory premium game, it's like you get all the bling. And this thing is how you're tracking your days on a card. Like this is like terraforming Mars kind of like knocking your stuff around, sneezing and ruining the game kind of stuff. In my opinion, as soon as I played with it once, I played once or twice with it, I was like, never again. So that's why I get these mats. Uh, these mats actually hold that chip in the top right there. And then you lay your tyrant on here, and it's neoprene, so it doesn't slide as much around as putting a plastic chip on a plastic card. That stuff slides. I don't care what you say, it slides. But the chip actually fits in this neoprene mat, keeps it snug, and even when you're turning it, it's got some resistance to it. So you turn the chip, it's not going to turn too much or turn too less or anything like that. Um, yeah, the only thing they could have done was like acrylic dials would have been better. But this also helps you keep track visually. You can move your little token along, a little bead, and track how many days you're going, and it shows the thematic like area of the map, and then you place based on the amount of days to go fight the tyrant. And you can see this in action on any of my TooMany Bones playthroughs. I use these mats. It's just a nice visual representation on the table of how far away the tyrant battle is. So when you're planning and strategizing, and then how many days you're actually in. And it's two-sided, right? It's two-sided. What's on the other side, though? What's on the other side? What's in the box? Because the other one is two-sided for under. You only need one of these mats that covers Undertow and the base game. So this one covers this new standalone, but what else? What else does it do? Core game box. As Northern Daylore and Southern Daylore in the subterranean world of the Break. Oh, okay, hold on. I see there's only three spots for tyrants on here, which probably covers this game. But on the other side, is there like a second? Yeah, I don't know what that would be. I'm now curious. Tara says, annoys me that they don't punch a hole in the day counter. It's just so weird. I know. I don't know why. I'm just surprised, even if they didn't include this full mat in the game, because it's like, this is a nice to have. You don't need it. But if they just included like a card-sized piece of neoprene with a hole in it for your day counter, like just that's it. And instead of putting it on a plastic card, this is obviously nitpicking, but it's like, yeah, I just wish this card wasn't a piece of flat plastic. It was just like a little rectangle piece of neoprene, and you just jot it in there. So so it doesn't bump around and all that stuff. It's just too bad. Or they didn't include it in the battle mat design, right? It should be in the battle mat design where it's just the battle mat's a little bit bigger and this is on the side of it, That's just the one weird thing that I was like, bad design, bad design. And then they obviously made a solution like almost instantly for it. So, so yeah, you can get it the solutions, but yeah. So Janet, the adventure mat for the cavern under the base game, one side for Undertow game. So there is here. Let's do this. Let's go to Chip Theory Games web store, right, or the support page, which I usually go to. But anyways, sorry. If we go to store, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about for the original. Those who don't know. So if you go to their web store at chiptheorygames.com, you go to TooMany Bones. There's extras and upgrades. There's TooMany Bones Adventure Map 2.0. When you click on that one, this is the one I have. It covers Undertow on one side and the base game on the other. So this is the Undertow side. So it has, the map of Southern Daylore or whatever. And then you can use the tyrants from Undertow on this one. And then you flip it and you have the regular game. So you have Northern Daylore here. And this has the, spots for all the tyrants in the base game of Undertow, or the base game of TooMany Bones. So now they're making a second one that will cover the new game thematically. But on the other side, I don't know what it is. I'm not sure what it's for. Maybe they just use both sides for this new game, just thematically, like you can travel both ways. I don't know. But hey, I like the first one, so I would use this one. Yeah, it's the same type of mat, but it's themed for the new one. Yeah. Yeah, it's themed for the new one, has the same places you'll hear mentioned in it and stuff. But this is a nice to have. This is not a need. But I love to have it because it looks sick on video. I love it when even I'm not playing on video and every player around the table can see very visually what the day counter's at and how many points we're away from the tyrant battle, so we can plan. and get ready for it. We know when we've hit the tyrant battle, we're ready to fight them, all that kind of stuff. So, oh, maybe the other side's, yeah, stretch goal reward. Yeah, you might be right, Ernie. You might be right. Oh, yes, Janet, I do want to talk about that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The large mat. I did want to get there. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Janet, come on, hold on. Important here. I got to click this add to pledge button first. All right. Pledge. Hold on. Yeah, that's right. I'm backer 176. So I'm cooler than, I'm not as cool as 175 of you, but I'm in the top 200 club. But again, it's all good. You back it whenever. Like I said, this campaign goes for another 17 days, I think. So let's go back to the add-ons very easily by clicking this. So we talked about, hold on. What the hell are these? Carcass, I think we knew about Carcass. He was the third gear lock, right? Like, they always include, like, an extra gear lock, right? Like, kind of like Gasket to Undertow. But we have Polaris and Static. I know nothing about these ones. I don't even want to read. I just want to play with it. I don't even want to look at it. I just want to play with it. I don't know if these are too hardcore, like they're like really advanced, but I don't care. I'll still play with them. Oh man, more gear locks. I thought they were only going to do 3 gear locks. I know it's in my pledge. I didn't even read what's in my pledge. I just knew I wanted all the gameplay content. This is how much of a sucker I am for this stuff. I love this game. And like, I hope you understand I'm super biased because I freaking love the game. So it's not for everyone though. It is not for everyone. Please do not buy this thinking like this game's going to blow your mind. It might not. You might not like this type of game. If you don't like rolling dice in games, don't play this game. But the cool part is, even on your misses, they can be saved up for powers. So the whole TooMany Bones mechanic, this is how I sell the game on people, is whether you like it or not, even if you hate dice games, the blank side on the dice in these games are bones. And when you get them, you can lock them in kind of like a meter, like in fighting games, like Street Fighter and stuff, the new Street Fighter games and things. When you keep getting hit and that kind of stuff, you build up a power meter, and then you use your power meter to do some crazy comeback combo or whatever. This is the same kind of idea, same mentality. So you build up these bones, these misses. So yeah, you might have a few turns where you roll blanks and you want to flip the table. But in this game, you don't, because those bones, you want them sometimes to fire off cool abilities, and you have choices of how you want to spend them. And they can really get you back in the game or do some cool stuff. So even when you're rolling dice, you roll a bad result, it might actually be a really good result, which is kind of neat. So they make the rolling dice mechanic the best rolling dice mechanics in any game I've ever played, I think. Love it. But yeah. So that's why I call it not enough bones, because so many times I need to roll a bunch of bones to do some crazy ability to get me out of a jam. And then I roll a bunch of hits, and I don't really want to hit the monster because the baddie is gonna do something bad to me. So then that's not what I want. So hashtag not enough bones. And also you can never play enough. But anyways, so more gear locks. That's a surprise to me, but yeah, it's in my pledge because I just backed all gameplay. I didn't even need to know what it was in. I just knew it was all gameplay pledge. So we talked about that. This thing, horrible. This is garbage, in my opinion. And hopefully they change it and do this better. This is a bad product. Bad product. Okay. For one, everything in the game is neoprene. Okay. I do play neoprene upon neoprene. I have neoprene on my board game table. I've played Cloudspire and TooMany Bones. Neoprene upon neoprene. Yes, it's awesome. The problem with this, and knowing from playing this game on many sizes of tables, I don't like to be bumping elbows with the person I'm sitting beside. And this 4-player mat, I know how big 4 treasure card slots are. I know how big a mat is. And I know how big your little spot to hold your dice is. I do this because I set it up for video all the time. So I know how wide this takes up and how big of a space this is. So when I see this playmat image, I just picture you're going to be way too close to the person beside you because that's not very wide of a space. But I could be wrong. This is just an image. This may not be the actual final product. Maybe they're going to stretch it out, but there's a place on here for everything on the table. So the battle mat, all that stuff, it's cool. I love neoprene mats for board games that cover everything. That's awesome. What I wish they did for this game that I see in so many other projects is this game is actually probably played more solo than it is played multiplayer, to be honest. I am very shocked that it is not just an individual mat per player and then a main area mat separate. Now, they probably didn't want to go through that. It costs more to probably make multiple mats and whatever. But honestly, a lot of people play this solo, and I don't think you want a giant mat for 4 players to only play solo on. And I mainly play the game 2-player. So playing the 2-player side, the other side just looking ugly with nothing on it. I just wish it was separate mats, one for each player, so you can sit wherever at the table. Because the way I play, this doesn't even fit our 3-player scenarios. We have 2 players sitting on one side of a board game table, and the 3rd player sits on the other end right beside us, not across. Not everyone can play across from each other. So this kind of like very structured setup, this playmat is not, it doesn't fit my playstyle. Maybe it fits everyone else's table, and this is more, this might be a very popular thing. But man, I just always see most games that do this kind of stuff that have variable player counts will just make a player area mat and then a main area mat, which I think they should have done this game, because this game is very, very like, I don't know what the word is, like, it feels like compartmental, I guess, or something. Like, you got the cool part, you can store things however you want to fit into your play area. So I've seen some amazing posts on like Facebook and on Reddit of people playing on like the tiniest tables, or on airplane airplane meal fold out tables, fitting everything like on there like very perfectly. But this playmat's just like a one configuration. But this game is not meant to be tied into one configuration, I feel. It's like the beauty of it is you can play it like kind of on all different table sizes with people sitting in all different areas. So in my opinion, this is a very bad design. And I wouldn't expect this for this type of game. So hopefully they stretch goal, or somebody gives feedback. Hopefully fans start asking for it. And maybe they make a playmat that solo players would love, that they can just put all the single gearlock stuff on it. And then maybe a second playmat that just organizes all the main stuff on it. And then you can position those however you need to on your small little solo player area, your computer desk, your little tiny coffee table, wherever you're going to play this game, right? The mat is double-sided. Okay, so where's the other side? Like, why do I only see one side here? This is so silly. What is the other side? The other side features an attractive design, perfect play, service for any experience. Oh, it's just art on the other side, maybe? Still not a fan. Still not a fan. This is okay to exist. Some people will love this. But I just wish they additionally had a more solo or 2-player or 3-player configurable, sitting at a weird table, or not even a weird table, just not sitting across from each other. Because even when I go to other people's houses to play on their dining room tables, even big tables, it's like, we don't sit like this. We're not side by side squished with the playmat in the middle, like exactly like this. We have to kind of make some spots for things and shift things around. So this is like too specific for me. Too specific, I think is the word I'm looking for. But yeah, this might be for you. All the power to you if this works for you. But $60? No. No. But I would pay like $80 to buy 4 solo mats separate and a main gameplay area mat. I would do that for sure, but it does not exist yet, it looks like. But yeah, there you go. And this, I don't have to talk about the dice tray. You guys have seen these before. These, they're like snappable little neoprene dice trays. Not a huge fan of these ones. They're very portable, very nice. But I prefer the leather ones, or pleather, or whatever they are, dice trays, which they don't seem to make or offer here. Do they offer them here? Where are these dice trays? Accessories? Yeah, these right here. I love these. These are the more popular ones. In stock USA, out of stock Canada. These are my favorite. I like these dice trays better. Yes, they do create the cocked die situation more often than most dice trays, unfortunately. Just the way the leather grips the dice, kind of. Which the other ones do not really do. Whoops. What just happened there? But these are cool that they're like, they lay down flat, they're portable, they're quiet, which is nice, and they have a higher wall to them, so you can just like throw the dice in there. And since the neoprene's kind of curved, the dice all just slide down into the middle. I do like these. I have used this, just not on video, but I will bring these to other people's places to use as a dice tray, just because it's like nice to pass it around the table and stuff, and you can just snap it flat very easily and fit it in the box or roll it up. The other one you can't like roll up and fit in as many places, I feel. But this one does snap flat, which is nice. These are my favorite. These feel premium. These feel premium. I'm biased towards these ones. But yeah, they're always out of stock, eh, Tara? I grabbed mine at a convention. We actually bought it at the first time we were at the Chip Theory booth. We were playing with it at the demo table. And then when we left, we looked in our bag and we didn't have the dice tray. And we thought it was included in the game. But we sat down with the box. We're like reading the back of the box and we're super excited about the game. And the box didn't have the dice tray on the list of components. And we're like, wait a second. So Mel ran back to the booth and asked. And yeah, they're like, nope, it's not included. So Mel bought the dice tray because we couldn't go home without it. We like had to have it. And now I have two of them because I have like two different variants of it because I had to have another one. One at each of our board game tables upstairs and downstairs where we play, or each of our gaming areas. So yeah, I love them so much. But anyways, too bad they're not here. But maybe they'll have them as an add-on in the Pledge Manager. Because sometimes some of this stuff we're not seeing here might be added in the Pledge Manager later. They're known to do that sometimes, but I don't know if they will this time. Actually, we can probably see here. Oh, will the content can fit in the Trove Chest? Yes, believe it or not. I don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. Oh, additional languages if you're curious. So will TooMany Bones content be offered as part of the campaign? Yes, TooMany Bones, Undertow, 40 Days Naylor, Age of Tyranny, Splice and Dice, all previously released gear locks will all be available in the Pledge Manager for the campaign. But keep in mind, if you buy it through this, you'll get the flat rate shipping, but you just won't get it right away. You'll have to wait till like next summer or whatever. Again, you can just go to their web store if you're looking for older stuff. I want to see if it actually... How's the stock looking? Oh, in stock in Canada and the United States. Okay. How come it's not showing... Maybe it's not showing other regions because it knows where I'm browsing from. It used to show other regions, right? Undertow. Okay, Undertow's in stock. All right. All right. Splice and Dice. Okay, yeah, most stuff's in stock, so you can like buy this stuff like right now. It's just I don't know what the prices are like in the Pledge Manager, obviously. But yeah. Will promo items such as Trolling for Fools, the Gearlock Child, the Automaton of Shale, and other promo packs be available in the campaign? Currently, we are planning on offering these items in the Pledge Manager portion of the campaign as stock allows. So you gotta wait till it's in the Pledge Manager and you can add stuff to your campaign. Or to your pledge, sorry, to your pledge. But yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Faith says, I remember my friend talking about Undertow, etc. when he was teaching me Bones, and I was like, WTF, I'm never going to understand. Oh, Faith, let's see. Oh, you guys are talking about, yeah, Yogi's never played. Yeah. Cynthia says, why am I here? I'm addicted to Rob's gaming table, I think. I have zero interest in TooMany Bones. It's all good. It's all good. I appreciate you being here, Cynthia. Yeah, I know. I did pledge. I pledged without looking. I just assumed I was pledging like Undertow style, where it's like base game, one extra gear lock, and the the Rage of Tyranny and the 40 Waves of Daylor. I didn't realize when I added the pledge, that there was 2 extra gear locks hidden on there. I did not look. I'll be honest. I did not look. Tara says we sometimes play two-handed with 4 gear locks, 2 players. Matt would not work for that. Exactly. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that would not work for that. You're right. Unless you're playing exactly across the table from each other, right? Which is weird because if you're sitting side by side, that doesn't work. So these are just the weird things. But supposedly on the other side of the mat, if it's just plain art, you can just, have some nice art underneath. But I already have a neoprene topper for my game table, and I have a neoprene mat already, like a generic one that I play with on my other tables. So I don't need an additional play mat just that's blank to put underneath, right? That's just me though. Um, Billy says, I love using my curved tray as a frisbee, but yeah, love the dice trays. Hard leather is good sounding. Yeah, it just feels premium, right? The leather dice trays. Kate says, I got a magnetic dice tray that lays flat. My new favorite thing from my friendly little game store. Oh, I like the sounds of that. That's cool. Yeah, I need to get back to like Gen Con or something. I'm sure they sell that kind of stuff there. Like all weird like things like rare kind of accessories and custom dice and all that kind of stuff. I love going to conventions and like seeing all that stuff there cuz like a lot of my local game stores don't have just that random stuff. And that's why I love going to conventions just to see all that cool stuff and getting it and then using it with like other random games and things. Jess says I'm still waiting on my TooMany Bones core. So do I actually need the adventure map? No, you do not need the adventure mat, Jess. You don't need it. You don't need it. But I have complained about it on stream before, and I don't play with it. Where was I? I don't play with it, but like I said, where was it? Hold on, Jess. I'll get you. One sec. So the base game of TooMany Bones comes with this. They all come with this. All the standalone expansions. TooMany Bones core set, Undertow, and I'm sure Unbreakable, the new standalone expansion, all come with a plastic card, and you put a little day counter chip on top of it. And you turn the little chip, and this is how it counts it. But it's a plastic card with a plastic chip on top, and it just slides. It like slides around, and you can easily just bump it and forget what day you were on and where it was pointing on the card. It's a very poor solution. Very poor. It's like they put it in there just to make you like want to upgrade it and get frustrated by it. Just like the Terraforming Mars original player mats. Like those made me want to throw the game in the garbage. They were so bad. This feels like that, but I don't want to throw the game in the garbage. It's just annoying. It's just annoying. But the adventure mat, like I said, and there's Adventure Mat 2.0, which I was showing here on their web store. And you see it all the time in my videos. We always play with these because once I played with them once, I never went back. I'll throw this in the box and take it portable. Like I don't use that other card. I have them stored somewhere else. I don't even keep them with my game. I don't think in my Trove Chest. But you put the chip in here, so you use that same day counter chip and you snug it into some nice neoprene, and it doesn't move. You turn it, and it's like grips it with the neoprene rubber, grips the side of the chip very nice. And then you have the additional, just visual, nice to have art on the table where you can see how many encounter points you have versus having to track your encounter points with like a die or just storing your cards somewhere. Because sometimes when you beat an encounter and you get points for it, you actually get to use the card as loot or put it somewhere else. And then you kind of can lose track of how many encounter points you've got before fighting the tyrant. This allows you to use a little glass bead to track it on this mat, which is pretty cool. So yes, I'll leave it up to you whether you decide whether you need it or not, but that is my experience with it. I'm not trying to sell you these. I don't make any profit off these, but from my honest actual experience with it, I was like blown away. This just feels like so not premium using the using this little encounter card thing. It works, like it's functional. It's like they were like, oh, let's just include this in the box as an afterthought. We didn't have any room. But yeah, the adventure mats are just nicer to have on the table if you have the room. I wish the solution actually was in the middle ground where it just had a neoprene little square or rectangle that just snug this chip. And maybe just like a number counter on it. You can kind of like put a peg in to tell you how many encounter points you have or something like that. And then you can put a little peg in where the tyrant is just to save table space and be cheaper, I guess. But the adventure mat does the job. And it's not that bad price, but yes, you probably want another additional mouse pad on your table. But yes, you clearly need it. Yeah. So just throwing that out there. It's just a tip. You can always buy it later though on their web store. So if you feel like, you know, you don't need it, you're playing the game and it's totally fine, you don't need this, you'll know. But I knew this existed. We had this, but I didn't even open this and play with it right away. I kept it off to the side thinking like I want to play without it, but I played once or twice and then I bumped the poker chip and I didn't know what day we were on and I was like, "Okay, I see why they made an adventure mat. I see why they made it." So if you get frustrated with stuff like that, you might want it. I just wish it was included. They should just include that in. Or some other solution that just a neoprene solution to hold the chip. Board gamer problems. Yeah. Board gamer problems there. Edgar says there's no need for either a map or a day counter. Yeah, you could just use dice. You just use some D6s or D20s or whatever. You can totally use dice or a notepad or a web app or an app, sorry, to count it. You don't need any of this stuff. But like I said, I love it. It's nice to have. It's premium. It fits with the rest of the aesthetic of the game. Looks nice on the table. Looks good on video. So I like it. But yeah. Billy says, I might get that from mine. I always bump it and I have to be like, am I at 5 or 6? Yeah. I bumped it once and was like, no. Oh, Dream says, if you have a flat magnet, put it on the back of the card. That will keep the token from spinning on its own. But you can still spin it. Oh, because there's metal in these, right? There's metal in the poker chips. That's cool. Edgar, the problem with counting cards that you just went through, sometimes when you beat an encounter card, you actually have to put it in a player's area as loot or carry it as a trap or something like that. And I know this many times. And then I always keep a little pile of the encounter cards we got so I can count the points on them. But sometimes there's an encounter card that like Mel has in her loot area, or it's stored on another area of the board and we're putting baddie chips on it or something. You know, like, so sometimes it's not in the same pile, so it's not as quickly as referenceable, right? Like, I love the playmat. You can just look over at it and you go, okay, we need 2 more points to get to the tyrant. But counting the cards, picking them up and reading how many points you got off each individual card, because sometimes you get 2 points, sometimes you get 1 point, sometimes you get no points on cards, right? So yes, you do not need any of this stuff. You can count it. I would recommend just using dice to count it, probably. That would probably be the best way. And yeah, it depends per person. That's true. But yeah, Edgar, there is that little niche situation where it's like it doesn't cut it, where just counting the cards doesn't work. And I'm sure as they keep getting more fancy with the enemy encounters and like the Rage of Tyranny, there might be more situations like that where the tyrant encounter cards get like stored somewhere or used some way, or get shuffled back in the deck or something. You never know. You never know. But yeah, that's just slightly better solutions, I think. Rocket says a new double thickness day chip will work better with the adventure mats also. Okay, cool. I did not know this. That's good to know. Oh, Edgar says still waiting when our publisher starts to produce TooMany Bones. Oh, okay. Hopefully soon. Because that's a hard one to ship, right, Edgar? Like if you were to buy this internationally, is this like does it cost more to ship it than the game? Oh, it's not in 2021 anymore. Oh, okay. Man, that sucks. Hopefully they figure it out. The double thick day counter chip add-on is unlocked. Okay, let's go back. Let's just fanboy it out here. Or fan person it out. Fanboying it out over here. We go back to the top. I'm sorry for scrolling. That's too much. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh. Are we gonna hit 1 million before I close the stream out in like 10 minutes? Oh boy. Okay, let's see here. So this is another thing with Gamefound. Like, I just love how the stretch goes right here. So how do we click? Oh, you just click on it and it shows you the stretch goal. Blind bat. Ha ha ha. Whoa, what the heck is going on here? Oh man, something out of an Arkham horror game here. This like claw-faced bat thing with no eyeballs. Make no mistake, this 1-point baddie does not need to see you to know where you're hiding. Oh, guys, this is making me want to play TooMany Bones. All right, I'm canceling the Youthy unboxing later. We're just going to play TooMany Bones. Is that cool? I'm just kidding. I won't do that. I can't do that. I'll get in trouble. I'll get in trouble from the Youthy fans, which I'm also one of. Uh, yeah, but we'll be playing Too Many Bones. I'm probably gonna play it on the channel in November. Sagabra, yes, yes, do it, do it now. But November. So stick around to the channel. After October, my whole Halloween horror game kick wears out. I was debating playing Too Many Bones for Halloween. I did it before because I have the promo chips. There's a promo chip for patches that looks like Jason from the Friday the 13th movies. There is a Freddy Krueger looking one for Pickett. It's those gearlocks out of the core set. These are promo chips. You can usually find these around Black Friday. They do sales at chiptheorygames.com on the web store. You can find all these promo chips and stuff and add them to an order. It usually runs from Black Friday to New Year's. So if you're looking for promos for this game, just check back after Black Friday, late November, early December. You can find all that stuff there. But they're doing a new one that we should get hopefully soon for Frankenstanza. So she's a gearlock out of the Undertow expansion, and she's got like Frankenstein looking art. So yeah, it's only just alternate art. I don't think it really makes the scenarios feel Halloween-ish. But yeah, if you wanna play Too Many Bones at Halloween, they do have promo chips to for certain gearlocks to have a horror movie theme to them. Don't tease everyone. Well, we're gonna play in November. Some point in November, in a couple weeks, we'll pull out Too Many Bones, and we'll get it back to the table. Mel and I were talking about it the other day. We miss it. We want to play it again. We'll bring it out on the channel. Maybe we get Kyle to join us for some of it. We'll see, or Justin. Maybe we can get him to come back, and we'll see him playing hopefully at some point in the future. Because I can't wait till June or later for all this content. And there is some of the stuff that we got in the last wave of content from Splice and Dice. We played it, but we haven't played a lot of it. So I could definitely go back and play a bunch of that stuff and be surprised. And there's a lot of variability there with all the extra baddies added in from all the expansions already and the encounters and stuff. And I think we played each Tyrant from Splice and Dice once. I don't know if we played them all on stream once, but I feel like I've tried each of them. But I definitely want to go back and replay some of them and try different gearlock combinations. So yeah, I'll put up some polls probably in the next couple of weeks for our Patreons and our YouTube members to vote, and they can pick which gearlocks we play or which Tyrant we play, and that kind of stuff. And we'll just do a couple streams probably in November. So stay tuned for that. We'll be playing some of that just to get back into Too Many Bones, and then we'll play some more of it like before the content arrives. Some point next year we'll play some of it, and then when the new stuff shows up, we're gonna play a whole bunch of. I know, yeah, so many gearlocks to play. So many gearlocks. I'm kind of overwhelmed. I wasn't expecting more than 3 gearlocks to have to learn, and now there'll be 5. How are they? Like, I don't understand how they're fitting that stuff in there. But anyways, craziness. I thought they were gonna cheap out and make the next gearlocks be like dual-sided mats, so that if you're playing one gearlock, you can't play them while you're playing the other because the mats are on the other side, just to get more gearlocks into the game to fit them in the Trove Chest. I thought they were going to start doing that, and that's what they were testing with Dart, the other gearlock that has a dual-sided mat. I thought they were going to start doing that stuff, but yeah. Okay, let's go to the stretch goals. Where are the stretch goals? Squirrel. Squirrel. We got buffering. Okay, we got some encounters here. We got a new Tyrant, Rock and Roll. Okay. Raft Beast. Gearlock Corp and Edible Fungi. Or Gorp? Gearlock Gorp? What the heck is going on here? Oh, what's this? Okay, component upgrades. Oh, okay, it's just like, yeah, they did this before, right? Just make a slightly nicer die. Current D6. Old and busted. New lava D6. The new hotness. Current day counter. Double thick day counter. What are they doing this double thick for? They're obviously testing this out for a reason. For something in the future, I think. But yes, you could. It makes it easier to turn, right? So you can grab it. Yeah, why didn't they do that before? That's interesting. They just decided to do this now. But I'm looking at, that's a cool idea. Okay. I'm in for the double thick day counter. Nice. Nice. Or I guess I could have just glued my two day counters together to make a thick one. Why didn't I think of that? Idiot. Idiots. Stone helmet and battle yo-yo. Oh man. Yeah, so just adding more encounter stuff, more baddies. I don't know if this stuff is already included in the box and this is all like fake stretch goal stuff. Probably it is. But this stuff, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this would have been included anyway. I don't know. This stuff, the stretch goals here, kind of like, yeah, they have the feel of like they'd be in the box anyway. But it's cool just to build hype and get everyone excited. I'm not against it, but yeah. They already have the box size designed, I'm sure, and know exactly how many chips fit in it and how many cards. But then again, they have done stretch goals. So the other side of the coin, they have done stretch goals and then included stuff on the side later in separate deck boxes and stuff. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will go stretch goal crazy and it wasn't all planned and it won't all be in the box because they'll have to add it on the side in an additional container and package and stuff. So yeah. So I say that, but I might be wrong. Stretch goals 14 out of 15 unlocked. So I assume they just keep adding new ones out of nowhere. Curious to see where it goes. Man, now I just want this gear lock. I wish they showed the dice colors. And I want to know if they're all pearly, like the lab rats. I hope they add some cool dice colors. Like it looks like this one's going to be kind of like a purple, like a wine colored purple, like maybe not wine. What am I thinking? Like a grape, like a I don't even know what I'm saying. And this guy's like a bronze, but like I'm sure they'll make it like different enough so it doesn't look like another Gearlock's dice, but you know, this guy all tatted up. Static the Brawler Gearlock. So this ebullient Brawler Gearlock might not attack every turn. Oh, but when he does, look out. The first playable martial artist in TooMany Bones. Static can meditate on turns when he doesn't deal damage, allowing him to save up on decks and unleash blistering attacks when the time is right. Even when not dealing damage, he's a formidable foe, with fighting styles that manipulate his stats, break past enemy defense, and direct baddies to hurt each other. Burgundy. Burgundy is the color? Like Ron Burgundy? Unleash the hidden power of magnets with Polaris, a versatile new add-on gearlock for TooMany Bones. Polaris power lies in her backup plan. And backup plan is the thing I was talking about. You roll bones, they're misses, but you save them in your backup plan, and then you can choose to spend the bones to fire off backup plan abilities. But their power lies in her backup plan, which she wields to call back damaging orbs that she sends out around the battle mat. And add that to her ability to move through baddies, and a unique new option in her recovery phase. And Polaris is an exciting and it's eccentric tool in any player's TooMany Bones arsenal. Yeah, what is this little mini game here on her mat with orbs? Is she going to come with a bunch of those little like beads that you track on the adventure mats? Something's going on here. Yeah, because that lines up with the battle mat, right? It's like the battle mat, and then you're probably putting like little beads on here that do things. Or are they going to be like little metal beads or something? That's cool. Yeah, they're going to look like this, I guess. Yeah, it's a battle mat grid reference, right? It says right there, battle mat. So it's like it lines up to the battle mat. So you probably put like kind of like how Dart works. You put like kind of something on here that links up to something on the battle mat to remind you like where you're doing some kind of power or ability. I bet since it's magnets, she probably pulls the baddies to a spot on the mat to kind of like control them a little bit. And then can like pull them back to her mat. Like pull the magnets back to her mat and then put them back out on the mat maybe. Or maybe it's like a token on her mat, then a token on the battle mat. It's interesting. But then again, on the battle mat, it's like hard to put other things on the battle mat, right? Because you're always the beauty of this game is sliding your chips around on the neoprene. And if you start putting other tokens all over the place, like when you have to place like a trap for Gilly, it makes sense for Gilly because you move the gearlock or the baddie onto the space, then they take the die off and resolve it. That makes sense. So I wonder what this is probably here so that you can keep her magnets on here and not clutter up the battle mat. Maybe that's just as simple as that. Edgar used some kind of online Photoshop app or something to find the exact color number. Edgar, you're awesome. You're awesome. Yeah, you could just bring this image into a photo editor and get the color from it. But again, is the color accurate in this picture? Because it's just a photograph that they took, right? Who knows? But anyone who's seen the Lab Rat dice, they're my favorite. And I hope they do that for these ones too going forward so they really stand out from some other colors. Lab Rats. Let's see if we can see them here in a good picture. Oh, come on. How do I make this bigger? There we go. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of crappy. It's too far away. But these dice are like kind of pearled. They have like the little pearl to them or whatever. And they look beautiful. I love these. They're my favorite dice in the whole game for the Lab Rats. And I was hoping they do some other gearlocks like that. So hopefully these new ones are pearled also or whatever they're called. Oh, I wish I could see. Let's go Google Images kind of. Let's search it. Let's go Lab Rats. TooMany Bones dice. I don't know if we can see like a closer up shot. This looks like it's just pulled from the same image. But you can kind of see it better. Oh, hey, what just happened there? Here you go. It's just zoomed in, but you get the idea. So it's like kind of like a pearl on it. Right here. Yeah, those are nice. I like those a lot. I like those a lot. So Successful Geeks here, hey buddy, says, I was excited to only need 250 to finish my collection, but now it's looking like 350 to 400. Yep. Like I said, this game is not cheap. It's not cheap. So I knock sometimes Kickstarter campaigns, crowdfunding campaigns. They're like so expensive. I only go like the base pledge because it's so much. But for me, I know I love this game already. I've played hundreds of hours of it. I've taught many, many players. You guys have seen me play it tons on the channel. I play it tons off the channel. I haven't played it in months, I'll be honest. But I know I'm going to go back and play it for sure. I just love this game. I just play it so much. It's so replayable to me. And I have fun every time I play it. I have fun every time I play it with anybody. Any player count, I have fun. And I know my gaming group loves it. So getting more of it to just more gearlocks to try, more baddies to shuffle in, more encounter cards, more tyrants, more campaigns, all that stuff. I'm all in. Like I know I'll get the value out of it, but it is a pricey thing, right? And you have to look at like how many hours you'll put into it versus how much you pay. And yes, you can probably get more value out of buying a game that's cheaper, doesn't weigh like 25 pounds or whatever, full of weighted poker chips, plastic cards, neoprene mats, high quality rule books, plastic containers to hold everything. It gets pricey. It gets pricey. So yeah, it's definitely a premium thing. It's definitely a premium thing. And but the premium stuff works into the gameplay too, right? Like moving around the poker chips and how you track health and how you store your dice and all that stuff. The battle mats or the player mats are like a cool solution to store your dice and stuff, which just feels good. Like it all just feels like it's part of the game. It's not just like an upgraded flashy component. Like instead of giving you cardboard mats, they switch them out for neoprene for like an upgrade thing. It like actually feels like it's needed in the game. Like they design it around the neoprene and the chips, hence the name Chip Theory Games, like right from the start. Will all their games be that way? I don't know, but that's how TooMany Bones feels, and that's why I think it's such a big hit, and it's in the top 100 games on BGG because it's like the premium quality matches with the premium gameplay, and it's like it's linked. It like goes together. I know it's hard to say, but so yeah, but I'm already at what am I at for pledging? I'm at what is this? US or Canadian? I don't even know. Sorry guys. Let's go to the top here. I'm on US dollars and I am 293 in plus whatever the Canadian flat rate shipping is, which is Canadian flat rate shipping 35 US. So that's like what, like 50 Canadian shipping, which is more than I spent on some board games. But yeah, for A bunch of stuff. A bunch of stuff. So again, I backed the Unbreakable Hero, yeah. So it's like, so I'm sub 300, or no, it's like 300 and something now. But yeah, if you're looking to get in the dice tray and you want the play mat and all that stuff, yeah, it can get even more crazy. But there you go. See, I didn't even click on this before when I pledged it. I literally just clicked this button, add to pledge, and put in my information and ordered. When I first launched it, I didn't even click this like more info thing, which would have told me there's more gear locks. Oh, I'm an idiot. All right, but that's cool. That's cool. Anyways, any other questions or anything before I get out of here and start setting up for the Youthy unboxing that I'm doing later? I'm gonna go grab some lunch, set up that stream. But I'll be back at 3 p.m. Eastern in a couple hours unboxing Euthia, Torment of Resurrection, a Kickstarter project that we played the prototype of about a year and a half ago. I fell in love with that game. Awesome game. I'm excited to see what they've improved and what they've updated in it. I haven't been following it too closely, but I'm excited to unbox it and see what they've put in there and what comes in the Legendary Tier 2 pledge. And then we'll have some gameplay of that game coming up, hopefully in November, is the plan. But yeah, so I'll be unboxing that later today. Hey, Walk Steady, how's it going? Been a while. They have just did this, the final standalone expansion, so the door is open for more content. Oh my god. Final standalone expansion. Oh, okay. So they might come out with little card packs and stuff later, you know, that you can still fit in the Trove Chest. But again, they could just say you need to buy a second Trove Chest and start making even another wave of content, you know? Who knows, right? Who knows what they'll do? They're crazy. Successful Geek says, yeah, someone was telling me they got the gameplay all in, plus the Trove Chest, plus adventure map, and it got to $900, so they might as well get the $1,100 to have absolutely everything. Yeah, if I was up to 900, yeah, I'd throw the extra 200 in. Even at that, Successful Geek, if I was at that point where I had played the base game and I owned just the base game and I fell in love, and then I waited for the next crowdfunding campaign like this one, and then I wanted to get all the rest of the stuff, yeah, if you're doing the gameplay all in and all that stuff, I would probably just go all crazy, get all the promo stuff. But that promo tier also includes the Trove Chest, right? So you might as well just get it all included. And then what you do is if you don't care about the promo stuff, you sell them later when they're out of print, make some money back, and then to sell them to someone who didn't get in on them, who really wants them. And then that extra core set you got, you sell that off to somebody who wants it at a reduced price, or just give it away to someone as a Christmas gift next year or something, or a birthday gift to get them hooked on the game. That's what I would do. But yeah, I already have so much of it, and I bought it all separate over the last couple of years that, yeah, good things come to those who wait. So if you waited and you haven't got in yet, you have nice, cool pledge tiers. You get the flat rate shipping deal. So even you could wait till the pledge manager and start adding little things in you're missing. And I'll probably end up adding more stuff to my pledge, any promo items and things that get added that I missed, that I don't have maybe on the pledge manager later. But you can worry about that in like 18 plus days or whatever after the campaign's over. Sakabra says, we got the all-in plus Cloudspire all-in during the Cloudspire campaign. Yeah, you're crazy. When you did that, I was like blown away. But like, I understand like why, because like, man, once you play these games, like you see what the hype is all about. But they're not for everybody. But if you can get to a convention, Chip Theory Games goes to a bunch of conventions. If you can get to a convention and try it there, they usually have bundle deals at their booth too. And that's how I got it. So you can get, or that's how I originally experienced it actually, was reading these bundles they had on the wall at their booth and seeing all this stuff. And I was so confused. And I was asking them to explain every little box to me, what they were. And that's where I started. But yeah, if you want to wait for a convention, if you know Chip Theory Games is coming to a convention near you soon in the future, you can just go there and probably buy big bundles of stuff or grab what you need and then just throw it in your car or whatever if you're there. Or I guess you'd have to ship it home or put in your luggage because it's all heavy. All of it's heavy. But yeah, that's a way to do it too. I'm great. Been watching lots of your content, just not live. Really appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Walk Steady. No, I understand. Not everyone's there live. I understand that. I can't always please everybody. Picking the right times to stream, but I appreciate you watching the content. Awesome. Scabra says it was your YouTube vids that pushed me over the edge. Not gonna lie. I'm sorry about that, Scabra. Really, really, I'm so sorry about that. Now that's awesome. But yeah, if you also could see playthroughs, right? And you see how the game works, and especially if somebody's playing a game and based on other games they play, and you can tell they really love it, and then they play other games you like, you kind of can take their their word. So like when I'm telling you I love this game, you guys know what games I love and what other games I play, and if you can tell where my tastes are at and stuff. But again, this is a premium game, it's not cheap, and to be honest, I didn't buy anything for it until I played it. So if you can get to a convention and demo it, or you can find someone who will play it at your local game store and bring a copy and play with you, try it before you buy it, because it's kind of like a pretty hefty investment, especially if you start wanting all the expansions and stuff. You might need to go to your bank and take out a loan. So yeah, it's that kind of expensive. And Walksay says the components hold their value, and components done show. Oh, the components don't show much wear and tear because they're quality materials. Agreed. Like you do not need to sleeve the cards in this game. Like this game is like pre-sleeved basically, like because the cards are made of plastic with a coating on them. It's really cool. Like just shuffling the cards and feeling the cards is like, oh, the tactile nature of this game. It's just like premium. It just feels so good. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And Successful Geek says, I think Polaris is the gearlock I'm most hyped for, but so many of the new ones look awesome. Yeah, I want to play them all. I don't even care if they don't look good. The problem was last campaign, I thought the lab rats were not going to be very fun and interesting to me, but I still wanted to try them. But I thought Dart was going to be the gearlock that was going to blow my mind. It was so cool, the idea of the flipping playmat. But then when we got them, and I played with both of them a bunch, I don't really like Dart, and I love the lab rats. They're like possibly my favorite gearlocks, maybe, or second or third favorite gearlocks to play with. I love the lab rats, but they're definitely not like a new player friendly. They shouldn't be the first gearlock you play. Definitely not. But for a player who's played like hundreds of hours of TooMany Bones, the lab rats are like next level. They're like so fun, and they're very flexible, and they can kind of like cover everything. They have a little bit of everything. You can kind of like use them against like any tyrant and still figure out a way. But not all gearlocks, unless they get super lucky. Some gearlocks just aren't paired well, especially in solo, against certain tyrants. They have like a very rough time. But I like the way the lab rats are tough. They're challenging. They're very non-forgiving, but they're like very cool. You can get very powerful with them. I love them. Yeah, lab rats are awesome. But of course, I love Gilly. He's like a ranger. I love ranger characters. I love Gilly. He's super OP. My favorite overall for playing solo is what is her name? She's the purple one. Oh my god, I can brain fart. I'm reading too much stuff lately. Too many games on the go. Where am I? Is it? There's Gilly. But where is she? How come she's an expansion one? How come I don't see all the extra gearlocks here? Am I brain farting here? What is going on? Slice and Dice is a box, yeah. Lab Rats, yeah. Dart, okay. 40 Days, Age of Tyranny, Gilly, Gasket. Where's Tink and what's the one, the purple one? Why can't I remember her name? How come they're not all here? Is it because I'm zoomed in or something? Yeah, there's two missing from here, right? Or was that a dream? Was that a dream where I played Gearlock? He's orange. No, they're expansion ones. The two Gearlocks I'm thinking of, Gilly, and then there's the other one, the purple one. How come nobody's helped me out in chat here? Nugget. Thank you, Tara. Tara wins a prize. My gratitude. Yes, Nugget is the one I'm looking for. Nugget is my favorite all-around Gearlock. I love Nugget. So straightforward, great for teaching new players, very flexible, a little bit of range, deadly up close. Nugget is the one. Yes, Sakabra. Nugget's the one I'm looking for. Why do I not see Nugget here? Nugget is an expansion one, right? Why is there no Nugget listed here? And where's Tink? Tink is a crazy one where he's like a summoner and controls like little mech robot spider things. Why is he not in the list here? Is it because he's out of print or they're not making him anymore or something? What's happening here? I know Tink's not the most popular. He's not everyone's favorites. A lot of people don't really like Tink, but I think he's really cool. It definitely feels different for sure. You have to click on the add-on content at the top. Oh, okay. But that's okay, sure. I won't complain too much. All right. Yeah. Here's Nugget. This is Nugget. This is my favorite. Might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I love Nugget. Has some range. I just love the way she plays. This is my favorite Gearlock. Then I would say the Lab Rats are second. And then maybe Gilly third. But then I also fell in love with Tink after understanding him better and playing him more. Man, they're all good. They're all good. Gasket's super fun. Yeah. The only one I'm like not really interested to ever play is Dart, to be honest. I'll even go back and play Patches. I'll play Picket. I'll play them any day of the week. They're after you play them so much, they are pretty straightforward. They're very new player friendly. They get kind of boring, but in my opinion, after playing hundreds and hundreds of hours, but yeah, Dart, Dart's cool, like interesting and different, but not my favorite. Not my favorite. But anyways, I could talk all day about this stuff. You lol too much says the Chip Theory store is a bit of a pain at times. Oh, okay. I use it every time they do the promos every year. I use their web store like once a year. If it's gotten better, I feel, but yeah, it's a little rough. Dart takes a while to get a handle on. Yeah. I just feel like the Dart I was previewed when they were doing that campaign and the idea I built up in my head how Dart was going to work and how Dart was going to play based on my gameplay experience and based on what they were showing. The Dart that I got in the end was not the Dart that I was expecting. And I think they had to like scale some things back, change some things for balance. So I don't know if I should blame the designers or the playtesters, but they made Dart not as fun and cool as I thought Dart was going to be. But that was maybe me doing that in my own head or something. But yeah, I just remember was my impression. I don't remember exactly what I was expecting and what I saw and what I got. I can't remember, but that was my impression that stuck with me was Dart was not as cool as Dart could have been, in my opinion. But that's it. Still cool, but just I had my bar set higher for Dart. I was more hyped on Dart. And I was not hyped on the Lab Rats. I was like, lame. Lab Rats look lame. But then I played them. I was like, Lab Rats are the bomb. They're the shiznit. But that's me. Everyone has their own favorites. No, I don't own more than they have on their website. They just didn't sort it very well. It's like you have to click on certain things. I guess they're limited to how much can show in the dropdown. So pro tip, click on add-on content to see all the possible add-on content. And some of it's sold out, but they do come back in print and things. They have pre-orders hiding in here. They have this little ally pack, which is just like a cosmetic thing, but I like it. I like it a lot. Anyways, Scubber says, same. Until I played them a few times, I thought Lab Rats would be lame. Yeah, same. Turns out they're almost the fave. Yeah. That's what's cool. So that's why these new Gearlocks, I don't even seen gameplay. I don't even know how they fully work. I just read the marketing info here, and I'm excited to try them all. Will they all be amazing to me? No, some of them might suck, in my opinion. But those, as long as they're different, as long as they feel different, there's something new, they add a freshness to it, they're another option I can spread it on the table and overwhelm new players when I'm like, here, pick a Gearlock. Or new-ish players. I usually limit it down to picking from Nugget or Picket or even Patches when playing a new game of TooMany Bones with somebody teaching them. I just find Nugget or Picket are like pretty solid. They're flexible, they're straightforward. They won't get destroyed very easily, so the player can actually have fun making bad decisions and stuff in the scenario and still not die. But yeah, that's what I do. So maybe some of these ones here, especially the two in the base box, hopefully are good new player options that I can use to teach new players and play with players I haven't played in a long time that aren't too overwhelming. But Also, if they're a little more complex, they also satisfy my more experienced player nature, so they're going to be good for me. So that's fine too. I don't know. Just a theory. A chip theory. Mwah, mwah. Spencer, what are you doing back here? You done your lunch? There's a gear lock hidden in the stretch goals. I have a feeling 2 extra boxes from Trove Chest and 4 in the extra pack equals 6, and only 5 available currently. Oh, I didn't even... Man, I'm not even paying attention that close to even catch that stuff. And Walk Steady says yay or nay to the Trove Chest. That is totally a personal thing. I like the Trove Chest because the way I was storing the game was on the top of my Kalax. Everything was spread out. When I opened the box of TooMany Bones, I never put anything back in. When I opened Undertow, I never put anything back in. When I opened all the Gearlock expansions, I threw away all the boxes. And I just put everything on the top of my Kalax, all spread out, so that I could grab at it. All the decks of cards were in boxes. So when I wanted to play TooMany Bones, it was super fast. I didn't have to go find a box, try to figure out what is where. I just grab it off the top of my shelf. I had all the neoprene mats in a pile. So I basically was playing with like a Trove Chest style, but not put away in a Trove Chest. I just needed everything quick and grabbable. And that's how I was storing it. It was very ugly, not very smart, not portable at all. But that's how I was storing it. So when they announced the Trove Chest solution, I was excited because now I can take all that stuff that's spread out that I refused to put back in the original boxes. It was all spread out on the top of my Kalax. I could clean off the top of my Kalax, put the stuff away in a Trove Chest, and just feel better about it. It's not portable, so that kind of sucks. And you have to kind of own a Kalax or some kind of shelf that can hold it. So if you don't own a Kalax shelf and don't get a knockoff Kalax, it doesn't fit in there. Maybe the 2.0 does, but that's the only thing. It's very situational. You have to own a Kalax or somewhere where you can store it, where it doesn't look ugly and doesn't get in the way. It's not very light. It's very heavy. I wouldn't want to be moving that thing around very often. So it's up to you. It's like the boxes the game comes in they're very thick and sturdy and very high quality. And some people just store all the stuff back in a couple of the base boxes and they're fine. So it's totally up to you how you want to store this game. So I can't tell you whether the Trove Chest is yay or nay. You can go see my unboxing of it and have using it now. I love it. It's on my Kalax. I can open the shelves, open the drawers really quick, pull out the gear locks I need. And I have taken stuff from there portable to other people's houses. And now it's much quicker. I just open the drawers, grab the gear locks I want to bring, grab the Tyrant packs. I love the way the Tyrants are all packaged separately. I don't need to sort through different card boxes to find their encounter cards and stuff. It's just beautiful. And again, this premium game, it's just a nice premium storage solution. But again, how much do you want to spend on a single board game? That's up to you. That's because it just increases the cost even more. But if you're all in, you love the game, and you're going to buy it all, it's great to store it. If you only own the base set and you're kind of like, the game's okay, don't buy the Trove Chest, obviously. So you have to like own a bunch of the stuff. But if you own like even the base game Undertow and a few expansions, the Trove Chest is still a great storage solution. Even if you're not filling it up, it's still very smartly done. Storing everything separate. And just the baddies, like sorting out the baddies, I'm not really a fan of, but you can store them how you want. So, but yeah. Spencer says, watching Rob's storage solution pre-Trove Chest was cringe content. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. uh, But yeah, I just didn't want to put it ever back in the box. I just want to keep it out so I could grab at it. Because I know with TooMany Bones, if I put all that stuff back in the box, all the expansions I had and everything, it would be stored in like 7 different boxes. I don't want to unpack that every time I want to play. That's just, I will not want to play then, right? So the Trove Chest helps you get the game out and set up a little quicker and put away a little quicker and organize better. So, it's just easier to get to the table. And when a game is easier to get to the table, you'll play it more. So I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. But it is heavy. It is a hard MDF, like high density fiber wood, and it's heavy, but it has to be heavy to hold all the weighted poker chips, the dice, the cards, the manuals, the neoprene mats. It has to be heavy. And then when you jam all that stuff in there, you could seriously if you're just carrying it and dropped it, you could break your foot for real. Like it would break your foot. No joke. It's like not a safe thing to be moving around for real. It's like a dresser, like you wouldn't move a dresser full of drawers and stuff, right? When you go to move a dresser from one house to another, you remove all the drawers, you take the stuff out of the drawers. I mean, most people do. And then you transport it separate. That's what you have to do with this because it's so much weight compacted into a single thing. And it's just like a dresser for your TooMany Bones. That's what it is. It's a dresser for TooMany Bones. like your dressers for your clothes or whatever, or your drugs and weapons or whatever, according to some of the TV shows I watch. Whatever you want to store in your dresser, you do what you got to do, but you know what I mean. You get the point. Spencer says, not after this expansion, my foot becomes unbreakable. uh, it's what, yes, Matthew, it's what they use to get ready for strongman competitions. Yeah, putting it on the shelf, it's like a little like, ugh. If I have to move it to a different Kallax cube, yeah, I'm gonna remove some of the drawers first, that's for sure. And Dream Alchemist asks, why are you moving it without a dolly or a forklift? Yeah, I just don't have my license for the forklift. But the dolly, yeah, I could move it with the dolly. I have a dolly I could use. That's probably a good idea, actually. Just imagine that. You're going to game night, you got to go get your dolly to like bring your game to your friend's house. Like, you know something's wrong when you're using a dolly to move your game, like a single game. But it's like something you seriously would do if you wanted to move your Trove Chest for real. Yeah, at least take out the neoprene drawer and the poker chip drawer, like the chips for the baddies. That one's super heavy with all the plastic containers full of chips. Anyways, yeah, it's been 2 hours. That's like an hour longer than I thought the stream would be. But yeah, thanks a lot for joining. I'm gonna go get some food before our next stream in, when am I streaming next? An hour and a half from now. So I'll be back in an hour and a half online streaming the Uthi unboxing, a nice chill unboxing. We'll be going through. I haven't opened it yet. We'll be going through the two. I think there's 2 boxes inside this giant box I have. I'm pretty sure. But if you're interested in what comes in the Uthia Torment of Resurrection Kickstarter, I have the prototype version I played before, so we can even compare some stuff possibly. Take a look at all the new content. And yeah, I'll be on in an hour and a half streaming that. Also, I'm back tomorrow playing some solo Arkham Horror: The Living Card Game. Playing that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We're doing the Return to Night of the Zealot campaign. Playing solo, so come and join me for that. We'll all play along, have some fun. And Arkham Horror 3rd Edition board game on the weekend. Playing that with Mel. And maybe some evening streams we'll see with some Elder Sign or something. We're basically focused on horror-themed games all the month of October 2021. Playing lots of Arkham File games and Horrified and stuff. So if you're looking for that, check out the playlist section. If you're looking for any TooMany Bones content, the most you'll find on the internet is included down below in the playlist in the video description. I linked all the different playlists to all the playthroughs, campaign playthroughs, solo playthroughs, multiplayer, 4-player, Splice and Dice, whatever that game was called, the side game, all that stuff should be in there. All our 12-hour streams of TooMany Bones are in there. Our campaign plays, if I didn't already say that. Unboxings, the Trove Chest unboxing, all that stuff is linked down below this video in the video description. Subscribe. We're definitely going to play, I don't know, hundreds of more hours of TooMany Bones on the channel. So stay tuned for that. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Thank you all for being here. I'm out. See you later. Bye-bye.